new shoe day. Who doesn't love a new shoe day? Today we've got a pair of Sauconys to try out. These arrived at the house while I was in Kenya, and they are the Ride 17. I can remember testing out the Ride 16 last year. A very good, stable, neutral daily trainer. So I'm excited to test these out. Apparently there's some quite big updates to this one. Originally, when I saw the images of this, I wasn't too sure about this mustard colourway, but now I've seen it in person and I don't mind it so much. Nice little bit of orange on there as well. And this year they have upgraded to the 17 with a new midsole. So the original 16 had the Power Run midsole, and now it has the Power Run Plus, which is just a slightly more responsive, higher energy return midsole, and it comes in at £135, so fairly reasonable. In terms of stack height, we've got 35mm in the heel, dropping to 27mm in the forefoot, so an 8mm drop. In my UK 8.5, in this shoe it weighs 292 grams, put it on the scales. So it's not lightweight, but it's not necessarily heavy. I think anything under 300 grams for me is sort of in the mid-range in terms of weight. Saucony have also said they've improved the upper lockdown. The way the shoe wraps around the foot is supposedly a little bit more secure than the previous version. There's plenty of padding around here on the heel, and I'd say, yeah, semi-plush tongue as well. Enough padding there for your daily miles. Onto the outsole, again, we've got a nice coverage. Saucony always seem to put a good amount of rubber on the bottoms of their shoe, which I always appreciate. They always seem to last quite well, and I'm sure that'll be the case with this one. And it is a neutral daily trainer, so there's no carbon plates in this one. There's no fancy technology. This is just a traditional daily trainer for those easy miles. But I've got an inkling this may be a fairly decent tempo day shoe if you're looking for one, but I will test it over a run today and let you know how I get on. So believe it or not, it is 3 o'clock and it's almost getting dark already. I've had a busy morning with editing and a few meetings, so I haven't had time to get out for my run. Had a rest day yesterday. It's my granddad's funeral, which was actually really nice to put him to rest and see all the family again. So yeah, it was a really nice day. I'm feeling nice and fresh today. I'm just going to do an easy run because tomorrow I am going to be doing a cross-country race in Colchester, sort of in replace of a session. I'm going to score some points for Chancefield AC, and it'll be good to see where my fitness is at in relation to my competition here in Essex. I know where I usually finish at these races, so it'll be good to see how I fare tomorrow. But yeah, the shoes are feeling really nice, very comfortable straight out of the box. I'm only about 2 kilometers into my run, but I can already tell that midsole is a lot more bouncy and responsive than the previous version, which is always nice. It does feel a little bit on the clunky side. The under the foot area of this shoe is a little bit wide, which is great for stability, but it just makes it feel a little bit clunky. So just got back from my run, first run in these guys, the Saucony Ride 17s, and overall really enjoyed it. I did 10 kilometers, just nice and easy. Can't believe how dark it gets in the UK at this time. By like 3:45 it was already pretty dark out there, so I'm not sure how the footage looks, but that was my first run. Overall really enjoyed it. I think this is going to be a really good trainer to add into my rotation. For me, I think it's going to sit somewhere between being an easy day shoe and a tempo day shoe. It's not an out and out tempo shoe, but it's one of those shoes that if you want to pick up the pace, then the midsole is bouncy and springy enough to do that. So I'll go over some likes and dislikes. The main like for me was the improved midsole. I could definitely feel the difference underfoot. It still felt like the Ride of last year, but it just had a little bit more pop. Another big plus point to this shoe is the stability. I found that the wide base on this shoe and also the heel area just makes it really, really stable if you're running on uneven terrain. or you need a bit of stability in your daily trainers, then this may be a good option for you. Another one of my likes was the step-in feel of this shoe. I feel like it wraps around my foot really nicely, and the way the insoles are formed in these Saucony shoes just really wrap around the bottom of your foot, almost like cradling it. Onto a few dislikes. To be honest, there wasn't really much I didn't enjoy about this shoe. £135 I think is going to be very competitive for a shoe that you can do your easy runs and those tempo runs in if you want to, but I did find it felt a little bit clunky underfoot, mainly because this area in the toe box is quite wide. So it doesn't necessarily feel heavy, but I would describe it as a little bit clunky underfoot. It does obviously offer a good amount of stability, but for something, if you're looking to pick up the pace for an out and out tempo day shoe, or something maybe even want to do your easy runs in and do a couple of races in, I would say that this feels a little bit on the clunky side. And for me personally, another dislike was this toe box area felt like it had a little bit, maybe too much room for me. I have quite a skinny foot, whereas if you've got a wide foot, then maybe this will be more suited to you. But I just found that toe box to have plenty of room, which I don't mind, but if I'm looking to pick up the pace, I prefer a bit more of a tighter feel over the top of my foot, especially in that toe box area. So that pretty much wraps up my first impressions of this Ride 17. Overall, I really enjoyed it. A great easy day shoe that offers a good amount of stability. The midsole is nice and bouncy, which make it quite a versatile shoe, and it doesn't have a carbon plate in it. So if you're looking for an easy / tempo day shoe with no carbon, which is at a reasonable value, for good value for money, then I would recommend picking up the Ride 17 when it comes out. I look forward to putting a few more miles in this shoe. Expect a full review after 100 miles. But until next time, aspire to run, run to inspire, and we'll see you again soon.